Good morning, Dan. Thanks again for coming. I'm not getting to these videos until Wednesday morning, which is June 6, 2012. And I know you came yesterday afternoon. But I'm going to look at your golf swing down the line and face on. And it really looks pretty good. I'm going to show your face on here. Everything really looks pretty good. Go into our backswing. Oops. There we go. Okay, everything looks pretty good there. You know, you can see we talked about staying a little bit more centered over the ball yesterday and how that felt pretty good to you. But in some aspects it restricts you a little bit. So, you know, we want you to keep you centered over the ball, but we don't want to restrict your motion away from the ball. So I'm going to show, when we get to the down the line comparison, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you a drill I want you to do. But here we're going into our downswing. Let me take that line out of there. We're going into our downswing. And you can see how your body has raised up a little bit. You know, once again, we're continuously talking about rotation, getting your lower body to rotate. You know, when your body stops rotating, your lower body starts moving closer to the ball, your upper body starts moving away from the ball. You go into what's called an early extension, gets the golf club out of position a little bit. And we can see as we go into our downswing, okay, the position of our left arm is working away from our body a little bit. You know, what that's called is a chicken wing. You know, you want that that left arm to stay closer to your body and working around. You can see there how your left arm is trying to work down the line a little bit too much. And once again, I'll show you more of that from a down the line comparison. Okay, and there we go into our downswing. Now we're going to really look at some things in the down the line comparison. Okay, I'm going to draw a couple lines here first. And this all looks pretty good. Okay. Now the first half of your backswing here is excellent. You got the club right on plane. It's square to your spine angle. Everything looks really good. Now from this point of your backswing to the top, you start rerouting a little bit. The club starts to work vertical, and that club's starting to work vertical. Okay, the club's starting to work a little vertical. You cross the line a little bit, and we talked about your right elbow at the top of your backswing. You know, you want that right elbow a little bit more pointed down to the ground. You can see how it's pointed out a little bit. Okay, and then we go in. The transition here looks good. Okay, everything looks good in the transition. Once again, that golf club though is getting a little steep. Okay, that's a little steep right there. Okay, once again though, it's better than it was. So the good news is that in this point of your golf swing, you look better than you did last week. You can see here your body now stops rotating a little bit. You can see there your lower body moving closer to the ball, your upper body moving away from the ball. Your body stops rotating a little bit, and that gets you out of position. Okay, and there you can see how that left arm, you could really see it from this view. That left arm or that left elbow is working down the line and away from your body too much. You know, you want it working more around your body, and you want that left elbow to stay closer to your body. Now, I'm going to show you a drill that I want you to do. I'm going to get you back to setup position. I'm going to take these lines away. Okay. And here's what I want you to think more of. Do my best to draw a circle here. This isn't the easiest thing to do. Okay. Okay. One more time here. Okay, there we go. I'm showing you the circle analogy. Okay, you can see how, once again, your body at this point, once you get to about waist height, everything is pretty good. Then we start to work vertical. Okay, so what I want you to do is a drill. I want you to hold the golf club without changing your posture. I want you to hold the golf club out here. I finally got that circle away. I want you to hold the golf club up over top of the ball. And I want you to swing it more in a circle, more around your body, more in a one-plane fashion. That'll accomplish two important things in your case. That'll shallow you out, shallow that shaft plane out, and that'll get your body to rotate. So that'll get you the feeling of doing both things. So, and we can see clearly in your golf swing, you know, those are what you can even see a lot of times. Your divots, when you do it good, your divots are shallower than they were last week. Last week they were really heavy, they were really deep. They were shallowing out a little bit. Some of them were still a little deep, but the more you shallow out that shaft plane, the more you get your body to rotate, the better those divots will get, and the less that'll stop you from early extending and hitting those shots that flare off to the right. So really work on, once again, everything's good till we get to about waist height, then you start working that club vertical. So we really want to focus on the feeling of swinging that club more around your body. And once again, I don't want you to focus on the golf club going around your body necessarily too much. I want you to get a feel for it. I also want you to get your body to get a feel for rotating a little bit better. And then when we look at that face-on comparison, okay, you know, the opposite of rotation is lateral, and you can see if I draw a line straight down your sternum here, and the opposite of rotation is to move laterally, and you can see here you're moving laterally a little bit too much. So holding the golf club up over top of the ball and swinging it around, that'll keep you centered more over the ball, your sternum centered over the ball, get your body to rotate around that, and that'll shallow out your shaft plane. So work on those a little bit. But once again, it looks better, so I really want to emphasize that to you, especially in that transition period point. So keep working on those things, and we'll see you again next week.